Well, unbelievable. Unbelievable. I just got back and my Skype got hacked. That's why you had another song going there. So talk about timing right at the end of the song. Tony, we got you on the board, yeah?
Yes, indeed. Hi, guys. Great to be back with you and looking forward to a good show.
Indeed. And, of course, a vast database you have to update right in the middle of the show every night. Anyway, Santo, we got you with us, yes?
Yep.
Okay. In Saskatchewan, had a bit of an issue with I think an alternator or something, but he excuse me, was going to try to be back to get on the show at some point tonight. So waiting for word on that and waiting for word on Jordan. So
hey, Kate,
yeah.
Can you repeat that, because I missed about 10 seconds of that introduction, and I think your listeners did too.
Okay, no worries. All right. Jordan didn't get back to me. Emailed him earlier, and Dean had some vehicle issues in Saskatchewan, and he was supposed to be back to Winnipeg area last night. And my last understanding was that he's going to try to get on if he gets back, and he should be back in time to get on the show at some point. That's the last word I have from Dean. So. It's the three of us for now, and we'll see what happens. We got to get Jordan on Skype so I can keep him up to date, like in the now. You know, be so much easier.
Yeah. He's operating a very ancient system with the phone and everything like that. It's just you got to be on Skype these days if you want to be in touch, and it's the best medium for being in touch. I use it and only it. You know. Everybody's got to get on it, especially someone like Jordan. My goodness, he can be so much more accessible to people.
Oh, hugely. You know, and that's the thing, too. The big hope for tonight was to get all of us together, and especially Dean and Jordan, you know. That's magical as far as I'm concerned. So I do have Jordan's phone number, so I might... let you guys take the floor for a second, and I'll see if I can get a hold of him on the phone to see what he's up to anyway, and in case he forgot again. He forgot last week, so it's okay. He's allowed, you know. The granddaddy of the truth movement's allowed. He can get away with anything in my world, and it's all good.
Tony, tell me your latest news. Have you got a place to stay?
Yeah, all good, Santos. Things ticking along how they're supposed to be ticking along. Synchronicity says so. And let's just say, boy, what a wild ride they had down there for a while. It was incredible. But for the information that I learned, I wouldn't swap it for the world.
Lovely. And how's the Truth Juice meeting coming along? Because I'm getting updates, and it's looking like it's developing quite well.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got lots of different things coming together, but to be honest with you, Santos, the best thing at the moment is that I've actually got to a position where I can start dealing with bits and pieces that need to be dealt with, because it's been a bit of a roller coaster for the past 3 weeks, but it's all looking good, it's all on track, and it's all in place. It just needs a little bit of tweaking. So that's started today. I've got thousands of messages on emails. Facebook kindly has locked me out from messaging anybody on Facebook, which is really, not very nice, but you've seen as I haven't been on it for a while, and then all of a sudden it's just on lockdown. I'm like, what the heck is going down here? So there's lots of messages there that I'm waiting to respond to. So please forgive me, anybody that sent me informations or contact requests or messages on Facebook. I seem to have been locked out there for a moment, and that's funny because I haven't been on there for a while. How I can sort of like connect with too many people or something when I haven't done anything is beyond me.
Right. I wonder whether Facebook's cracking down on people, because I've heard a thing or two, a couple of people complaining that they've had funny things go on with Facebook. I suppose the CIA are, paying their little dupes, their little trolls. I know I've got trolls of mine. I've got 5,000 friends, and I'm eliminating them as I go, as they come along. And they're sitting there. They're sitting there like toads. You know those poisonous toads? You kiss them, you die. That's what they are. They're toads. And they do it what for? Because they get bits of paper called fiat currency in their back pockets to so they buy their flat screen TVs and whatever else they spend their money on, whatever it is. But they're doing commerce. So they worship commerce. They are trolls, paid trolls, because they are worshippers of a false idol. When the false idol crumbles, and it will, consciousness is not going to tolerate it for much longer, believe you me. The powers that were have been given notice. They've gone. On one level, they're gone. They're gone. They're out of action. And to see these little trolls continuing, thinking, oh, this fiction that puts money in our pockets called blood salary, it's going to be around forever. Got a message for you, all you little troll boys that are tuning in. There must be at least one. I mean, the CIA would have to have one on every Blog Talk radio show, wouldn't they? I mean, these people are idiots. They're born idiots and they die idiots. So
come on, Tom. There's got to be more than one in our show.
Well, let's be kind and conservative here, But I know they're on my Facebook, and I'm speaking to them. And one day you will hopefully be doing an honest living. If there is such a thing in the future as making a living, because that's another Zionist, Judaic bullshit story, along with the Jesus and all the other tax collection Ponzi schemes that they've ever invented. One day, you troll boys, you'll be digging potatoes and sweating, like other honest people that do honest things for a living, make things, things that they can give in exchange for other made things.
Just so you guys know, I left a message at Jordan's, and it looks like he might be out, but I've got two callers from Skype in tonight, so I'm just going to bring them in because I don't recognize either one, so I don't know who they are, so who knows who they are. So we'll bring them in, and we'll go from there just to, find out. Investing in you, too. Are you there?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, sort of, almost, kind of, close.
Hello?
Yeah, you're very, very faint.
Okay. This is Christy here in the UK.
Oh, hey, how are you?
I'm a Dublin man, and I'm here with my partner, Anthea, in Preston, and it's fantastic. It's like a merry-go-round trying to get into the actual Skype. I just copped it about, say, 15 minutes ago on Facebook. I was seeing Santos, and I clicked on the link, and I went on a wee journey to get to actually to this decision now. But how are you lads anyway? You okay?
Well, the boys are fine.
All right, so I'm not talking. Who am I talking to?
Well, you've got me. I'm Kate of Gaia, and we have Santos Bonacci and Tony Z. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Of course, I'm from Belfast, by the way. So there you go.
Really?
Really?
Wow. Providence. There's a connection there, definitely. This is why. But how are you doing? I don't know you.
Well, I guess what you need to do then, if you haven't heard us before, boy, are you in for a treat tonight. And we're just getting ready to get fired up. So what I'll do is I can put you back on hold, and you're going to find out who we are and what we're about over the span of the next couple of hours if you're sitting in. And we'll bring you back in for questions or comments in a little while, if that's okay.
Definitely, without a doubt, yeah. I'm a bit sort of shocked at the moment. I didn't realise what I was getting into here, because I've never actually went this way to connect with a radio show, because we're fans of TNS, Tiernan Shared in Ireland.
Oh yeah, I was on TNS for a couple of years. My same show, Outside the Box.
Yeah.
Yep.
We know listen to Sean McGuire out of the bag on a Wednesday evening.
So
there's so much to speak to you about. Sorry for putting in there.
But no worries, my friend, no worries. So hang on to your coattails and get yourself buckled in. It's going to be quite a ride tonight. So get ready for it. So I'll put you back on hold, and I'll bring you back in a little bit if you got any questions or comments. Fair?
Oh, most definitely. Sláinte.
Okay, there we go. So we got Dublin tuned in. Nothing like the home turf people dialing in to outside the box. Anyway, so we're getting the other caller, I guess, didn't want to talk, so they're away. And anyway, let's sorry to derail you there, Santo. You were on such a beautiful roll. You're absolutely right about these alphabet buddies. They do like to troll around. They do like to keep a very close eye on us. But here's the joy of this. There's nothing they can do, and they know it.
Yeah, except for receive fiat paper in their back pockets at the end of the week. That's it. That's all they're doing. That's all they're doing, which is going to be interesting one day when they give an accounting for their deeds in their life. You can imagine, all right? So let's paint a scenario. Here's God, and he says, well, what did you do, troll boy? Well, God, I was as dumb as dog shit, so I couldn't get a decent job. But the criminals at the CIA, you know, the people who launder money for giving all of our young children drugs like Prozac and Zoloft and vaccinations and real drugs like crack and stuff like that, and crack down on all the good plants that God gave us like hemp, cannabis, DMT, and all of these other good things. And they're the biggest drug pushers in the world. They pay me a salary, God, you see. And what my job is to check people's Facebook, like Santos Bonacci. Now, Santos Bonacci, he's teaching this really, really crazy shit, and it's called Syncretism, and it actually unites people. But my bosses, the CIA, we are into dividing people. You see, we invent terrorism, we support the military-industrial complex, which sends young, brainwashed, drugged teenagers to places like Iraq to blow the heads off, say, 3 million civilians. And that's my job, God. And I'm there to shut Santos down, and Kate and all these people who are speaking about unity and love and how we can actually be true sovereigns, knowing who we are, that we are gods, immortal, great beings of great power. I'm there to receive fiat currency. That's what I did, God. Put it in my back pocket to stop these people. So are we friends, God?
Yeah. Can I be God?
Can I get beyond the pearly gates, God? Please.
Can I be God? Next.
Yeah. Have you seen Mr. Burns when he deals with unwanted people in his office? He's got a button on his desk somewhere.
Yeah, the trap door.
Yeah.
Yeah, reboot. Go and try again and see if you can figure it out. By the way, you get to start off in the condition of a rock. Rock is a life form. It's just a very slow vibrating life form, but it must evolve as well, you know, so keep that in mind. As you know, I've been doing my webinars on the Kabbalion of late when I was going over, it's nice to be able to have, you know, a couple of hours to go over a chapter, you know, just to really, you know, work it. And chapter 8, which is Principle of Correspondence in the Kabbalion. And for those that want it, please contact me on Facebook. I have put the link up, and I'll make sure you get it. It's 58 pages. It's not a long read. And well worth it. It doesn't go into great detail. It's basically the Hermetic overview that has enough truth in it that will blow your mind if you're willing to have a look at the underlying undercurrents of what is actually being presented. So my Facebook, for those that are on Facebook and haven't got me in their contacts, my Facebook is kate.rene.5, kate.rene.5. Very easy to find, and send me a request, and I post it up from time to time anyway, so I'll make a point of putting it back up tonight. It's a free download on the internet, and you know, spend a day reading it, and then of course, as I say with any book of truth or works of truth, it's best to revisit it from time to time, a few months or whatever, when the urge strikes you, and you'll be amazed at how much more information you will garner from it on the second pass and the third and the fourth. And the more it's like a friend. The more you hang out with your friend, the better you get to know them, right? So, just wanted to convey that. Here we are. What is this? 22/3/2013, right? So, 322 mean anything to you guys?
Yep.
Yes, Skull and Bones know all about it, don't they?
Yeah, and notice how nothing has happened because they know they can't. Maybe Tony will touch on the whole notion of. I know we all will, but I like when Tony goes on this one on the notion of once we uncover something, what can they do about it, Tony?
Well, that's it. It's been exposed, and it's a bit buggered, to say the least.
That's all we got to do is observe it, bring it into the light, and what happens to an atom upon observation, Santo?
Yeah, well, that's what they say, isn't it? The particle, when you observe it, it becomes a wave.
That's beautiful. I came across this afternoon, and I actually linked those two together, and I thought, yeah, of course, that's the answer. All you got to do is observe it, and then you can change it.
Yeah.
But if you don't observe it, you'll never change it.
And here's the magic part. You all want the magic part of this? It's really cool. Observe it with love and intent. There's two things I go with. Only two things, and I will never change this path. I go with absolute intent in a compassionate love, using only the golden rule. That which I wish upon others, I wish upon myself. And that works in the mirror. That which you wish upon others, you get to get. So may I offer a suggestion? And especially right now in this time of instant manifestation of the present. As you said before, Santo, there's nothing new under the sun. As it is written, so it shall be. And it already is written. Shall we observe it? And let's take Gaia on a proper tour. Let's change our course in the stars here. And the joy of having Santo around is the simple fact that Santo has explained and will continue to explain to people what the roadmap is. As above, so below, Santo?
Yeah, absolutely. If we ignore as above, we can never know what's planned or what's potentially going to happen down below. It's all in the stars. And if you give me some opportunity today, I'd love to discuss that Capricorn Aries thing again and develop that, because I did a astrotheological webinar of about nearly 2 hours yesterday on my weekly webinar. I diverted from astrology for the week because of the equinox and the special significance of it. We're going to see on the 27th of March, on the full moon, we're going to see Jehovah's Witnesses in their droves turn up at the Kingdom Halls in your local communities, just as the Jews do on the full moon after the crossing, after the pass over of the sun over the equinox into the holy land, the promised land, which is Aries, because now we have spring, now we have photosynthesis and growth and blossom and fruits and sweet smelling aromas. So we are in the promised land. The sun has left infernal regions below the equator. And so we're going to go into that, and that's what I discussed yesterday, just to smash the little trolls and all those fiction preachers in the world like White, the would-be debunker of astrotheology. He's placed himself as, number one leading debunker of astrotheology. So this show is going to be dedicated to him. And I asked the 100 webinar attendees to, if they know how to get in touch with Chris White. I've been saying on the internet for 2 years, where's my money? Because he promised anyone that he would pay them $1,000 or something, or $30,000 if they could debunk him. So he's been very silent for the last 2 years. You don't hear much about Chris White. You don't hear him coming after Santos Bonacci. Wonder why. probably because you can't debunk this stuff once it's presented well and properly. So, if you give me a few minutes, I'd love to share what I taught yesterday and what we should already know, because it's really basically fundamental stuff, really. It's kindergarten, initiate, entry-level information. And it's pure science. I always establish the sine wave when I talk about astrotheology. I always do that because I want the more feeble-minded types to connect with the science of it, before they stumble on the devil's information that I'm going to present, So I'm trying to kindly catch their attention and show them that everything about astrotheology and religion and science and any other crap out there that you want to give a name or a label to comes from that sine wave. It comes from nature's sine wave, like Walter Russell said. The secret of creation is in the wave. Anyway, so...
Yeah, absolutely. Just a couple of quick things here to let you guys know. For all those that are listening on Skype, I will make your mics hot. I will ask you to mute for now. Do that. You just have to click on your little microphone there because we get a lot of background noise. That way I don't have to worry about unmuting when we get into questions and stuff later. That way you can just access. And we have Brett Stillings with us. He is called in.
Hello.
Hello, Brett. We also have Jim calling in. And I want you to go to town on what you just mentioned. Of course, this is Syncretism. This is your night, Santo, along with Jordan, and that's why I keep the Friday nights open for both you guys and whoever else shows up. So I'm just going to unmute everybody. Oh, Mary, if you can mute out on your end, that would be great. Lots of background noise. Mary?
I feel that
Jehovah's
Witnesses should put guns in their hands.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to have to mute that one out. That's way too noisy. Okay, because it...
Hey, Kate?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Jim. Hey, go ahead and mute me out. I'm going to listen for a while.
Okay, well, because you're on the phone, so I'll mute you out, and just tag me on Skype. You know how to get a hold of me. That's really easy. So there we go. So it's just the lines that are open right now are just you, me, Santo. That's you, Tony, myself, and Brett. So Santo, please take the floor, dance your dance.
Yeah, well, so we have two great festivals every year. We know them from our Western so-called Judeo-Christian tradition by the names of Christmas and Easter. Now, Christmas happens in Capricorn, hugging the solstice, and Easter happens in Aries, hugging the equinox. Capricorn is the ruler of the solstice, Aries is the ruler of the equinox, the sheep and the goats. This is why Jesus, as the Lamb of God, says that he will be a judge with his Father in the heavens. That is a fact about Jesus, you see. Now, if you go to astrology, I'd like to read from Firmicus Maternus from the 4th century. He said, speaking about Aries, he said, "This sign is called equinoctial or solstitial because in it the hours of the day and night have equal measure, which the Greeks called tropikon, isomerion, and in parentheses, equinoctial tropic. For when the sun is in Aries, it makes the hours of the day and night equal, so that the day has 12 hours and the night also. This sign is called krios by the Greeks, for the reason that when the sun is in this sign, it judges, so to speak, between night and day, which in Greek is krinin, in parentheses, to judge, krinin, coming from the word krios, which is the sign of Aries, the judge, the Lamb. See, that's why the Lamb of God is judge. Jesus is judge, of course, because when the sun is in the sign of Aries, it judges. And because, he continues on, and because the sun, located in that sign between summer and winter, is in turn judged. Okay, so this explains why the two equinoctial signs, Aries and Libra is the scales of balance. These signs are balanced. They bring the sine wave into balance. Light is equal on those days, March 21st, September 21st. And one is in Aries, one is in Libra. And they both judge. They both balance and judge. As we've just seen with Aries. I mean, we don't need to read anything about the scales of balance, Libra, because we can just, that's a symbol that stands, it's easy to decipher, whereas Aries needs to be also explained, which is what Firmicus does well. I can read from many other astrologers and astronomers who will explain the same thing. Astronomers know that right ascension of meridian begins with Aries. So they know that stuff starts at Aries. The year begins on the 21st of March, period. Or you can go to the Capricorn solstice, the 25th of December. You can call that the start of the year, as many cultures have always done. In fact, the Romans used to call this Dies Invictus Solis Natis, the day of the invincible sun. And so we know that stuff starts down there in Capricorn, and we know that the year starts also in Aries. In fact, the English have always started their year on the 25th of March, 3 days after the solstice. You always wait 3 days, because there's a stillness on the horizon at the solstices and the equinoxes. The sun appears not to move. And then on the 24th, the eve, and the 25th, the morning, the sun, you can see, astronomers can mark direction in the light on the horizon, so they know that the sun is going direct, or it's moving, because it pauses for 3 days at the equinoxes and solstices. So up until 1752 in England, the start of the year was the 25th of March. And then they succumbed to the Roman calendar, and they went to January 1st as the start of the year. Nothing wrong with that. It's just that it's not in sync with the ancient solar astrological tropical calendar, which is the one I'm sharing with you today, and which is the one that our festivities, the Easter and the Christmas, a woolen headdress, and that's because Aries. This is symbolism. We're dealing with symbolism. It has no other meaning other than that it is Aries, the judge. It is a symbol of judgment, the wool, the lamb. And on top of the house, you will see Venus holding up the scales of Libra, the other sign of the equinox, because you're going into a courthouse to get judgment. Judgment will be passed, and only Aries and Libra can be symbols of that judgment. And so we see how in our culture these cardinal points have so much significance. In fact, the two very signs, Aries and Libra, are where the Jews have always begun their year. The first degrees of Libra, or Tishri, the Jewish month of Tishri, is where they begin their secular year. That's Rosh Hashanah, the start of the year. Rosh meaning head of the year. And they also begin their sacred year in the first degrees of Aries, the Lamb. And so we'll get back to that, but what I wanted to do is just touch on Aries the Passover, the Easter celebration, and Capricorn, the Christmas. You see, when the sun is in Capricorn, it has the least amount of power, solar power, vital power. It is diminished. That 30-degree sign ruled by Saturn is the most severe sign for the sun's rays. And the next sign also ruled by Saturn, Aquarius, is also the opposition sign of Leo, which also attacks the sun. The sun in Aquarius is in mid-winter. The sun in Capricorn is in the beginning of winter, because winter officially begins, truly begins, on the 21st of December, which is where Capricorn begins. And so you see this antagonism with Saturn and its opposites in Cancer and Leo, the rulers thereof being the sun and the moon. So what we're doing, what this festivity of Christmas is it's a festivity of hope. This vicious sign, Capricorn, in terms of the sun's rays, it's the 10th sign of the zodiac, and it's midwinter, and the sun is at its weak point. But there is hope, because on the 25th, the sun is born, a new sun is born, a new yearly sun begins to grow and climb and wax to reach June the 21st, the summer solstice. But in the interim, there's another happy day, and that's the 21st of March, because the sun passes over from the regions of Saturn, the cold winter, and it passes over. Lent finishes on the 20th of March, symbolically. It happened to do so this year, literally, which is quite interesting, actually. 2013 is panning out to be a perfect sort of a year astronomically. And that's one great indicator. The fact that Lent, the 40-day period of the sun's lengthening rays, until it reaches the Lamb of God that takes away the sin of the world, which is the cold death of winter. So Aries is also another sign of hope. Even though Capricorn kills the sun on the 21st of December, and Sagittarius is there too, on the other side, with its arrow, shooting a dart into the heel of the hero, hence Achilles' heel. Jesus gets an arrow in the foot. The sun must get some sharp instrument in the foot. The heel must be pierced, because this is what's happening when the sun hits the solstice on the 21st of December. It's the sun being pierced in its heel. And so, but there is hope in Capricorn on the 25th of December. Likewise, so this solstice is the birth of the sun, whereas Easter is the resurrection of the sun. You see, Jehovah's Witnesses are going to turn up on the 27th on the full moon, Nisan 14. They're going to turn up and they're going to celebrate the commemoration, the memorial. It's the memorial service. I've done, I don't know, probably 30 of these. I've been to 30 Jehovah's Witness memorials. I know what goes on there. And so they pass the bread and the wine and they celebrate the resurrection of Jesus, his sacrifice. See, he gets sacrificed at a ripe old age of 33, and then he's resurrected 3 days after. This corresponds with March the 21st and March the 25th, the true start of the year, because the sun is pierced, or he gives his life on the 21st because he gets crucified. He has to cross over, crucify. That's what happens when the sun goes over the crosses, the 4 cardinal points. 21st of March, 21st of June, 21st of September, 21st of December. 4 crucifixions, 4 Gospels. So it must get crucified, but then on the 25th, Ladies' Day, he is resurrected. This is the lamb that gets slain, but is resurrected again. the Lamb of God. In the book of Revelation, 31 times it talks about the Lamb of God. It's the most celebrated sign, Nisan, in the Jewish system, bar none. Absolutely the most celebrated sign. These are the things that happened in history on Nisan 17, which corresponds with March the 25th, the start of the year. These are the things, according to the Jewish scriptures, that happened on Nisan 17. All of these things I'm going to mention. 8 items. Biblical, legendary, mythological items. And they are these. Noah's Ark lands on Mount Ararat. You'll notice the word Ra twice in the word Ararat, which corresponds with Ram, the cerebrum in the head, which corresponds to Airy. So we're talking about something going on in the head here. Now, on Nisan 17, Noah's Ark lands on Mount Ararat. On Nisan 17, the walls of Jericho crumble to the ram's horns that are blown 7 times as they circulate Jericho. Joshua with his ram's horns. Ram. Esther delivers the Jews on Nisan 17 with her friend Mordecai. Esther and Mordecai are none other than Astarte and Marduk in the Eastern Persian religion. And this is where she delivers the Jews on Nisan 17, hence Purim. The Israelites come out of Egypt on Nisan 17. The Israelites go into Egypt on Nisan 17. Bikurim, a Jewish festival, the festival of first fruits. Now get this, first fruits occurs on Nisan 17. First fruits, I wonder whether that would correspond with the blossom that occurs in Aries every year. I wonder whether first fruits would, Bikurim, the 17th of Nisan, whether that would correspond with the festival of Ceres and Flora and the Sakura season in Japan that occurs in Aries. All of these flowery, floral, cereal festivals.
Okay. Santos, can you hear me? Or is it me?
I don't know if you can hear me or not. Tony, can you hear me?
I can indeed.
Okay, Santi, you went blank there for about 20 seconds.
Okay.
So, Nisan 17, go back to, there's another one going in the back. I'm trying to remember where you left off. You did Walls of Jericho. The floral.
Did we do Purim?
No, you didn't.
Okay, Esther delivers the Jews on Nisan 17. And she did that with the help of her buddy Mordecai. And Esther and Mordecai are none other than Astarte and Marduk, because that's where Esther delivered the Jews in Persia, and Astarte and Marduk are an Eastern deities. And so we have 8 of the most powerful dates in biblical history. Noah's Ark landing on Mount Ararat. The Israelites going down into Egypt on Nisan 17. Coming out of Egypt on Nisan 17. Funny about that. The walls of Jericho falling on Nisan 17. Esther delivering the Jews on Nisan 17. Bikurim, which is the festival of first fruits, according to the Jews, happens on Nisan 17. Jesus is resurrected on Nisan 17. Well, I wonder whether we've busted a big fiction here, because obviously this is why this festival does not go away, because it's astrological, like everything else in the Bible. In fact, it's also alchemical. If you begin in the sign of Capricorn Now, I've always said that everything starts in Aries in my presentations, and it does. But I've also conceded that it's also a place to begin the sine wave at cosine in the tropics. Why not? The ancients did it. It's a fact. We know. All you've got to do is read, and you'll learn that all the ancients either started their year in March at the equinox, the 21st of March or the 25th, or December the 21st or December the 25th. And this is why names like the day of the invincible sun occurs on the 25th of December. Everybody wants to be Capricorn. Here's an example. Caesar Augustus. It's a fact that he was born on the 23rd of September. He's Libran. And yet, all of his coins, he passes himself off as Capricorn. He declares on his coins that he was born on the 25th of December in Capricorn. Because everybody wants to be Capricorn. Everybody wants to be born where the sun is born. It's the holy birthday. That's why Christmas will always be. And we will always, the Christmas tree, the twig of Jesse, we put in our homes to signify hope, because the twig comes from the Yule log of Christmas Eve, which we put in and we burn to invite and entice the sun to return back to Aries, to climb those three signs, Aquarius and Pisces, and climb that ladder of hope, charity and faith, and go to the region of Aries where the Pleiades are, because the Pleiades are right there. They're in 6 degrees Taurus, but Aries is very connected to the Pleiades. They are one and the same. That region of the Pleiades, the Holy Seven, that's all Aries stuff. That's all Aries and Taurus, and it all happens in our heads. It's the pineal gland. And so when the sun is born in December, it strives to lengthen its rays in Lent, and it strives to pass over into the promised land. And that's where Jericho falls. That's where Esther delivers the Jews. Esther is east because the sun is the mid-east when Aries is behind the sun. I mean, you can't... This is syncretism. You can't make it up. It's there. It's knowledge we have. It's knowledge that's known. So Aries being on the east, of course, Easter is going to deliver us from the darkness. That's what it means to deliver the Jews from Persia. It means to take them... Persia is everything under the equator. And so Noah's Ark, of course it lands in Aries. That's Mount Ararat. In the east, the Hindus call the top chakra Sahasrara. And there again you see Ra-Ra, and it's the same Ararat, Ra-Ra, because Noah's Ark lands on Mount Ararat, the top chakra, to save us. All salvation, all holy days happen in Aries. Anyway, that's about it. That's the story of the sheep and the goats. One day, when we have time, perhaps next week, I'll do the Philosopher's Stone, which starts at Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, and has the element of lead. You see, so what happens is, when you progress through the whole 12 signs of the zodiac and the 7 metals of alchemy, lead for Saturn, tin for Jupiter, iron for Mars, gold for the Sun, quicksilver for Mercury, copper for Venus, and silver for the Moon. These are the 7 alchemical metals, and they turn lead into gold. By the time you start at Capricorn, cardinal Earth, the most solid of all the signs, ruled by Saturn, lead, the heaviest of the elements, and then you get to Leo, the 11th sign in the cycle, you've turned your lead into gold. So we'll do that next week.
That sounds good. One of the things that we've talked about this before, but for me, one of the more criminal things that religion has done, especially Christianity, is they've taken the actual crucifixion story and moved it away from where it actually belongs in December instead of right now. I'm talking more in the literal sense of the Son traveling through the cross, being crucified on it, et cetera, et cetera. And here we are in this beautiful time of rebirth, and they bring that whole traumatic murder, death, kill story in the literal sense. You know what religion is like. They love their blood. And they've proven that throughout the millennia. How many billions of people have been slaughtered in the name of their literal god of war. So maybe if you want to touch on that concept.
Well, should you feel sorry for these people that they've taken the writings literally and not literarily, or should we be a little bit more harsh with them, as I am, and I don't exhort anybody to follow my example. I do not suffer fools, and I can retaliate when they think that they've debunked me or attacked me, and I do not have much tolerance for them. But I hope that the listeners are much more forgiving and loving, and let's try as much as possible to help these ones that are stabbing themselves with knives and killing themselves and murdering the spirit of truth that is still left in their heart, if there's a scintilla of hope there, with literal renderings of the sacred writings. The Apostle Paul himself says, the letter of the word kills, the spirit of the word gives life.
Yeah.
So it behooves them to, if they're interested in truth, to expand their minds a little bit and see the beauty in the literary truths that are found in these great works. The Bible is my favourite book of all time. Sorry, Hermes. Well, it is Hermetic anyway. But sorry, Hermetica. Sorry, Kybalion. Sorry, Kabbalah, or any other sacred writings. My favourite is the Judeo-Christian Greek scriptures. They rock. They are pure alchemy. They are pure astrology. They are the best, most refined. And you can attack me and argue that, and I'll be happy. I will humbly acknowledge if you have a different opinion, but that's my view, and I'm sharing an opinion here, which I rarely do, and I love the Bible, and I think we should reclaim it. We should reclaim it as the greatest work of light. And as for literalists that say, oh, yes, but it's a horrible book, it's so... God is telling the Israelites to go and kill Canaanites and Perizzites and Jebusites. Oh, what a vicious...
Yep, you've dropped off again, Santo?
No, he dropped off again. See, that's the thing. He's in with me, so I don't even know if I'm on the air. So feel free as soon as it goes blank like that to jump in. While we're on that, I'm just waiting to see. 1 sec. Let me just check the call here. Santo, are you back?
Yeah, when did I drop off?
Something about the Jebusites, the Canaanites, and what have you. Yeah.
Well, the point was finished at that point. I was just rounding it off and saying the only killing that is kill the lower nature. The Canaanites, Cain meaning dog, would mean animal. It's in reference to animal nature. If you're killing a Canaanite, you're killing a dog. You're killing an animal. It's the animal in you. We must not present on Judgment Day any animal inclinations.
Exactly.
God's judgment seat of light. We should bring humanity. We should be almost heroes. By now we should all be, as bright as Einstein and as giving as any of the saints that have ever lived, men and women. So, we shouldn't be doing commerce and and trading with the devil and going into court and paying bail to the god Baal. We should be totally out of this system. It's totally putrid, and we are creating a new one. Self-determination.
Yeah, the walls of Jericho are coming down, so I find it very fitting that here we are 3 days from that. And one of the things in reference to you, as far as delivery and your opinion of yourself, there's a favorite line I have in a Dan Fogelberg song, leader of the band, and this is always one of the lines that I think of when I hear you speaking. You come at this with a thundering velvet hand. You don't suffer fools, but you will offer the hand to lift people up. And I go back to the Kabbalion as well, with regards to casting pearls before the swine. And excuse me, many times I will find myself, I'll take my left hand and I'll just be throwing it, away. Sometimes when I'm talking, and it's like, that's my own symbolic aspect of I am wasting my time talking here. And, it's sort of like instead of throwing my hands up in the air, I throw them out like I'm casting pearls before swine. So if you ever see me do that when you're talking to me, you know what I'm doing. It's just my way of releasing that energy. And it's not a make less. And I want to really reinforce that with you, Santo. This is not about, suffering the fools and being derogatory towards people. That's not it at all. That's not even remotely close. What we hope people, for me anyway, what we hope people grasp is a simple fact that we have been talking about a lot of this stuff for a very long time, and I'm talking about truths in general as we've peeled layer after layer after layer, and every day I do get questions that come at me that for me were things that I had already been through years ago, and I understand that there's the levels of awakening, and we do have to extend our hand. One of the things that I will offer up right now is I will not spend time trying to explain to someone how to do this and that and the other in the system, because I do not operate in the Whore of Babylon. I do not have a mark of the beast, and my life is a living example. And there's another line in the song, I am just a living, just a living, to the leader of the band. Just an example of it. Funny how songs work with me, but anyway. What we're trying to get here is, a lot of the questions that people will ask have already been answered. And yes, it's very, very difficult to try to bring a lot of that back into focus for people, because much of the stuff that I get asked are things that I haven't thought about in a couple of years. And I do understand that people have to get to a certain level, and when I see these questions, that says to me very, very clearly that there is an awakening. That's where I see the energy. That's where I know the intent to awaken is there. And what I wish I could do is do, Speed Course 101. Beautiful question. If you can just grasp this concept, lose the name, win the game. All commerce is Whore of Babylon. You have the mark of the beast that was placed on you with system, that it is done in a very ethereal way to entrap mankind. It's really hard to put into words. So what I would suggest for anyone that is needing answers to a lot of questions, all you have to do is go back maybe 2 or 3 months of these shows and, sporadically pick through them, and you'll be amazed at what you will find out in one of our 2-hour shows. I hate calling them shows because it sounds like it's a performance. It's not. These are a platform and an opportunity to share what we've experienced, what we've learned, and bring it to a platform that is not. That's why I don't like calling it shows, because it's not our show. This is yours. This is your platform to call in. And while I'm at it, we do have Brett back. I'm going to make his mic hot. And I have a couple of other callers in here. I just want to see if anyone has any questions or comments. So I have Truth Be Told 1. I'm going to make your mic hot. You guys okay with some questions? Santo, Tony?
Yeah, cool.
All good? Okay, so let's bring Truth Be Told in. See if you have any questions or comments as soon as the mic will go hot. It's a good thing the mouse is attached to my computer. I'd be off the wall a few times. Truth Be Told 1, are you there? And I'm just wondering if they're listening. Your mic is hot, Truth Be Told. I guess no questions or comments. And I'll put that back on hold. And we have...
Hello, sexy.
Oh, hey, Brett, how are you?
How you doing?
Good. We have a
dynamic talk today.
Well, we're trying to get that energy for people so that they can, things are changing. Speaking of dynamics, things are changing so fast, and I do have an announcement that I would like to share tonight, because I got to tell you, I'm going to give people an example of how I live my life. I live my life like a marathon runner, and every day is like a 40-mile marathon in terms of how I look at truth and what I try to do. And it's like this: when you get that beautiful moment of truth, things realized, victories attained, it's like crossing the finish line as the winner of the marathon, and you just collapse on the track. And that's exactly how I've been feeling this week. We did a call out on Tuesday night, and I know Tony probably hasn't had a chance to listen to the show, and I would urge him to go back and listen if you get the time. And because I was concerned about what was going on around us, and I did a call out to everyone, and I have to tell you, you guys have caused more than one collapse at the end of my marathon this week, especially today. And I want to hand out my extreme gratitude for what so many of you have done and brought things forward. Just a quick update. As everyone is aware, we were in need of $100 to send some supplies to someone who needed them for health reasons, and that was accomplished within probably 5 minutes of going out. And, of course, the shout-out went out for, funds for Tony. Tony has been mobile, doing a lot of wild and crazy things, connecting dots over the last month or so, and not knowing what was going to happen from one day to the next, and did a call out because I know Tony has been short of funds like me for the last year, and you guys have pulled forward. At the last count with Tony, there was around $600 raised that I'm aware of. So I cannot thank you enough, and I'll let Tony speak after me, and he can say what he wants. But I just want to let people know, because this was the shout out that I did, and I need you guys that are listening that have you brought some ammo to the hill. We're at the top of the hill doing fighting, and where people can't, that's great. All we ask on occasion, and it's very hard, and I had a chat with Tony about this today as far as our stubborn pride, his being stubborn English, mine being stubborn Irish, that, we're very self-sufficient and adamantly so, where it takes a lot for us to ask of anything in the first place. Just our nature, I guess. I don't know. Maybe a lesson I have to learn in terms of, getting a grip on my own, pride, ego. Things that I still need to fix. And I also did a shout out with regards to something that occurred to my means of transport about a month ago, which was effectively my means of, gathering supplies, food, and whatever, and also literally a second home if I need it. Always get somewhere to sleep, right? So that being said, there was for repairs to get the engine replaced and one other strut and a few other things that had to be done. It was $2,200, and you can imagine my stress finding that out, knowing that I had $600 in reserve for my storage unit. It cost me $160 a month just to keep my stuff, and it's a scrounge just to come up with that every month. And Vicky chipped in and took care of it this month, but I have to say that you guys all chipped in, so we basically needed to raise $1,600, and you guys did it. And I want to do a very special shout out to all of you, and one in particular that has absolutely floored me. This is what collapsed me, the biggest part of today. Josh, you have no idea. You have no idea. You tagged me yesterday and asked me, what's left, and how close are you? And I just said, well, we're between 700 left to go that I know of. And I woke up this morning to him having put the remainder that was required to get my wheels back in the kitty. And I was floored, and so many of you, even during this, also headed over to bonaccithefilm.com and donated there as well. So what I see from that is you understand the value of truth, and that's it. And I got to tell you today, for the longest time, I've been feeling absolutely worthless in what I do, and you guys just gave me complete faith, and thank you so much. That's all I can say.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to second that as well, guys. I mean, I'm not sure how to actually explain this to people that haven't already done what we've done, but you get to a point where you resonate with things, and you might make a snap decision at the time that, right, okay, something's altered. In other words, you go off on a path, and then you hit a brick wall on that path, and you think, oh my God, now I'm in trouble. And you have to resonate and make a snap decision with what you've got to be able to do. You know you're there to do something. You don't know what it is. You're not sure where it's going to lead. You have no idea what's happening, but you have to make, okay, I've got this much. I can get from here to where. And you resonate with that. And it leads you led me on a journey. And it led me on a journey whereby I met some absolutely incredible people. And I had to meet those people. Because the information that they bring to the puzzle it helps to complete the puzzle. And it's been one hell of a wild ride for the past few weeks. And it's thanks to you guys basically helping me get through that ride. I didn't know what ride I was on. I didn't know where it was going to go next. I didn't know what was going to hit me around the backside of the head again and again and again, which actually happened. Time after time after time, and I didn't know what was coming next or where it was coming from. But I made it through, and it was because of that journey that I've got some incredible pieces to this puzzle. Now I'm not in a position to give you those pieces at the moment, but rest assured, when everything's in the right place, those pieces will be put forward, and people will be absolutely staggered at the information that we're going to bring. Of course, I could never have done this without you. So you have my honour, my respect, and my heartfelt thanks. Thanks to all of you that actually gave us some ammo in order to get through that journey. I did not know where I was going, why I was going there, what it was I was there to learn. I had no idea. I went with it. I trusted it. I bounced off every wall down the corridor, and it hurt a lot. But I got out the other end, and it's only by doing that journey that I actually learned the information. So, God bless to you all that that you guys that helped, and God bless to you that didn't, because there's a lot of you out there that I'd love to have helped, and I've had messages from you, a lot of you, saying I'd love to have been able to help, but I couldn't because of this, and this. No need for explanations. If you can help, please do. Oh, thank you. It's the same. We don't know what wall we're going to bounce off next. None of us do. But we're out here doing the fight, and we're out here doing the best that we can do. If you can help. If you can't, you can't. Either way, it's fine. We're still going to do the best that we can do, as long as we've got breath in our lungs. And that's the way it is. So just God bless you all for helping out if you did. Don't worry about it if you didn't and you couldn't. It's not a problem. And everybody else in between will find their own value in the words that I've said. So it's a lesson to all of us. Everybody knows where they are. They all know their positions. So we're in this war, and we're going to fight, and it's going to come out okay. It's going to be cool. And my God, if you only knew the magnitude of the information that I'm going to bring, you will do shortly. Yeah, but it's got to be done in the right way. Otherwise, you tip your hat. Okay. Cheers.
Yeah, it's another situation of the pearls that we want to make sure get into beautiful bracelets and necklaces for everybody. There was something I was going to say there too. Oh, thank you, Laura, for the line is, "I am a living legacy to the leader of the band." That's it's one of my favorite songs. That was actually, every time I hear that song, I think of my dad, and it's I become a blubbering mess when I listen to it. Yeah, and something as well, Tony made a very important comment with regards to those that can help and those that just don't have the means to it. And I've said this many times. It's those of us that are actually awake and doing this that are generally the most distraught in terms of having means. So, but remember this: both aspects are required. Okay, I look at fiat help as the lower caliber ammo, and I look at the thoughts of love and intentions, those pure intentions that go right alongside with the ammo, the small caliber. I look at love as the artillery. So everything matters, and everything counts. Be it see what we've done there is the as above, so below. We bring in the physical and the spiritual at the same time. That is, it's the way it is, and we do this together. And I always knew it, but it's really nice every so often to have it shown in a most glorious way. We do this together. And as Tony said, with the breath in my lungs, while I have it, I will be at that hilltop, standing with a torch high, saying, "Bring it on." And we bring these guys to the light. We bring this planet properly. Here we are in Aries, Santo? We bring this home now.
Yep. What a great place to do it. Where Uranus is in Aries. I believe, I should check, but Mars is definitely in Aries. The Sun now is in Aries. There's a lot of great action happening in Aries. Uranus is, of course, revolutionary. Uranus is rebellious, out of the box, eccentric, individual. So this action is occurring on the minds of all of us, whether we like it or not. These influences are occurring. They are occurring, as above, so below. And so Aries being a fire sign fire is generation. This is why the blossom occurs in Aries. It generates the whole year. It all rests on the shoulders of Aries, the leader, the number one, the first sign, the ram. The ram leads, and then the sheep follow. And of course, George Carey, the great biochemist, said that Aries and Taurus, the cerebellum and the cerebrum, lead the rest of the body, and he acknowledged these two, Aries and Taurus, to be Gad and Asher, the two tribes of Israel, and the rest of the body, all the other tribes. And so Gad is in reference to the ram, God, and God is in the heavens, and the heavens is in the head, because both heavens and head are shortened from the words heaved up. So whatever is heaved up is in heaven. It's heaved in the head. And so that's where God is. It's in your head. and of course Aries directs is the leader. The ram, right ascension of meridian, and all of that stuff. It leads the way. And all of the astrologers have known Aries to be the mid-heaven. In the chart of the universe, says Firmicus Maternus, Aries is the mid-heaven, because it's pointing to the heavens. And so, as we go through Aries, as the sun takes us through the sign, 30 degrees, 30 days, we are experiencing that leadership energy. We are becoming the rams. We are being carried through that energy. And so it's time to act. That what it means, Aries is a time for action. That's why Bush Boy started his great little war in 2003 on the eve of the equinox, March 20, and finished it on May Day, 6-week war. And, rub it in your face. It's all about Aries and aggression and war. It's Mars rules Aries. Mars is martial. So you go and fight, and here is a time for action. It's telling us that we need to act. And where do we act? In the mind and in the heart. That's where we act. We take action, in being, because Aries is all about being. I am. You see, the motto of Aries is I am. We need to be. That's the action we need to take, to be. In being is doing.
Being the leader that we were all born to be, I totally agree there. I was going to say something, I forgot what I was going to say. That was it. Venus is in Aries as well, yes?
Well, that's love.
Yeah.
See, that's the principle of love. So the action we take will be loving, because Venus is also channeling her signature vibration to us through Aries, and by being in the same sign, they act together. Conjunctions are even more powerful. They really combine and force together. But the planet's diminished, the sun absorbs the energy of the planet. But because the planet is combust in the rays of the sun, the planet suffers, but it does form a conjunction. But being in the same sign, you've got to look at the planets that are in the same sign right now. And those are the planets that take action with the sun in the same sign. They add their vibration to the sun's. And so this will be a loving thing. There's going to be a lot of loving action and a lot of loving being.
Well, we just experienced a lot of that. And I have to do a polite courtesy and bow to Josh. Very rarely can someone shut me up for an hour, literally, speechless. So well done. That's quite an ordeal to shut me up, literally in a almost catatonic state. So thank you. Just a lot of wow this week, and it has been something, and I can't reach out enough love and thank you and gratitude. It's I got to tell you, you throw me up a fresh box of ammo.
Love you guys.
Yeah, you throw me up a fresh box of ammo, get her done time, and that's exactly how I feel right now. And I don't mean that in a fighting sense. I mean that in a very we do this together. I knew we were, and you all showed me that. And humbled is not the word I could use here. So beyond that, nothing. I have no words that can speak what it is I am feeling and seeing in my own universe. You hear the saying, be the change you want to see, and what you've proven to me is that I have changed, and that's my mirror reflection, and that's what I'm looking for in as much as I hope everyone else is. So we should probably get. I know we have some callers here, but I want to get Brett's comments tonight, because it's so good to have you here, my friend. Haven't talked to you in a while, and the coffee's been sitting waiting, paid for you. So what's on your mind, my friend?
Well, thank you for having me on. It's been interesting. I had a little bit of wind trouble with the internet. The wind's blowing. We have a few drones over L.A. spotted by 3 people. That's kind of a big story. Am I coming through all right?
Oh yeah, loud and clear.
Oh yeah. That's there's by 3 people, separate people, all within 2 hours ago, said that drones were flying over LA. I know it's a little off topic, but yeah, there's a lot of wave action going on, especially a lot of as all those multiple sine waves are coming to the compression and been compressed and now opening up. There's a lot of indifferences and built inherent in people, and people are going to go about their diversity, whatever it may be.
Well, that's something else too, and one of the things that I do like to emphasize, when you have people out there ranting and raving fear porn, like Alex Jones, I mean, yeah, it's great. Thank you for waking people up. Can we go to the solution now instead of the fear porn? And there's a lot of people out there doing that. And
is he not a fearmonger?
I know, and this is what I need people to understand, though. When I see that, all that tells me is one part, and they're failing so miserably at it now. It's like, yeah.
What? Oh, wow. The call's dropping off.
Yeah, it looks like Kate's getting interrupted again. Kate, you interrupted. We got to yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and go figure. What are the odds? The kids are
Alex Jones. Fraud. CIA. Fearmonger. Skype goes out.
Oh, and exactly. And we have been uncovering moles that have been around, and we know they're there. That's the thing. I mean, there are people listening and trying to quote infiltrate unquote. Oh, please come in and just sit at the table and maybe you'll learn something about love and what it really means to change this world instead of living in that fear paradigm. Chapter 8, Kabbalion, those that take their higher spiritual powers and use them for evil means have a terrible fate that awaits them, where they get to go back they've reached a certain pinnacle, and that whole journey to where they are using for the wrong intent takes them all the way back to where they began, and and they'll always have the lingering thought and memory of knowing from which heights they fell. And I often
for us, positively developing and going forward, and they can do with themselves what they do.
Oh yes, absolutely.
This is why they're so frightened, you see, because they understand that they're up a long way up, and there's a big fall coming. I've got to be honest with you guys. Attacking us is not going to help you. You need to basically turn around and you need to do as much of the positive as you could possibly do, because carrying on the negative, you're only going to go higher and you've got a longer way to fall.
Exactly. So this is where we decide now, and especially now more than ever. We came to be here at this point in time for a very specific reason, and things are manifesting exponentially right now. That which you put out in love will manifest exponentially, and that which you put out in hate, fear, and all of the negative aspects will also manifest accordingly. But here's the thing. The mirrors have been turned around. They're facing you now, and you will get back that which you put out. It's a golden rule. That which you wish upon others, you have wished upon yourself, and the mirrors, or you can call them tables, have turned. And I think... that's the thing about every aspect of creation being in the one mind of all creation will never be destroyed. It will merely have to return to a point equal and opposite to where it is right now in intent, and that's a long way back. So I would say take Tony's advice to heart, and if you are fomenting bad deeds, harm against others, you are only manifesting it to 1,000-fold exponential against yourself, especially right now. So it's not too late to turn around.
Yeah, I'd like to send that message directly into the ears of those people that are doing the negative stuff. And I'm talking specifically to, on this particular level, with the Masons, with the police forces, and with the law courts. And obviously it goes higher than that, but you guys, you got to seriously check your shit, because you're about to get it big time, and you're not going to like it.
Well, we have a lot of things to still release, the worst of the worst. So, I mean, it just spells out everything. It's just everything I've hinted towards, and then some. And it shows a lot of politicians and a lot of people in industry. And, we have an arsenal, and too. So, I mean, we get to battle with that as well.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah. We have we have the numbers. It's consciousness rising. This is what scares the shit out of those. Yeah. Because it's all about controlling consciousness. You keep the consciousness down when you control the masses, but the consciousness has risen too fast and too high and too well. They're going to be pulling some stunts, but they're not going to be getting away with them. Let's put it that way.
And we have to be mindful. This is all creation. So we cannot go at the darker aspect of ourself, the great ourself, source. It's all source. We're all connected. When people can finally figure that you're connected to the every essence of energy within the mind of the all, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to go around beating yourself up. So we have to be constantly mindful of that connection. And this is free will choice, guys, and you have the right, and you all have always had the right, as a little spark of the all spark of consciousness, to have that free will choice to decide what road you're going to take. And it's like in the song Stairway to Heaven, there's two roads you can go by, but in the long run there's still time to change the road you're on. So and there is, but the time is short. That I know. We are in a very specific time right now where time is short. And those that are listening to the show right now, and those in the call and listening in and partaking, we're all connected. And know in your heart of hearts that you are on the right side of your choice, because you are choosing to move forward. And those that are listening in that have ulterior motives and are being paid silly little pieces of paper to we'll call you the Judas factor. I will send you your 30 pieces of silver if I had it, to make sure all of this. Again, that is your choice, and I wish you the most compassionate love in your choice. It's not one that I would make. For me, that's simple. Did I get dropped off?
No, I think you just finished your statement and it went quiet. But
Thinking moment, I guess, eh?
I just want to say hi to a very special guy. He knows who he is. He's letting me know he's listening tonight. You are an angel, my friend.
I know exactly who you're speaking of.
Who you are. So God bless you.
And quite a journey that Tony went on, and I know that he came into contact with some otherworldly types. That's all I will say. More to come, eh, Tone?
Yeah, understatement.
Uh-huh. I'm good at those. I do that a lot, actually. Most of the times I can't even speak what it is that I'm feeling and seeing and trying to share with people. All I can do is carry on in my little poetic prose, metaphor, allegorical way. I'll leave the clear and concise descriptions to people like Santo. You're very quiet, Santo. Are you still there?
Yeah. No, I'm enjoying listening. I'm just listening, and it's all good. I appreciate both of your comments, everybody's comments. It's just fantastic, spot on. So we need to step up. This is what I'm doing. I'm stepping up, pushing out, and publishing what I research. I've uncovered. So I'm stepping up my action because I see that the troll boys are stepping up their attacks. And I will not have a piece of it. I will not allow the whole science of light to, be disrupted by swine. These are swine. This is the swine character. They've decided that the animal nature suits them more. They've decided to turn their backs on ascension and the higher nature and to participate in what we are doing. We are building a more conscious and more loving nature within us as a community, and these people find that a threat. How can we be a threat if we are applying what we call a law, which I don't think the universe is bothered in itself? The universe just has ways and habits, and they are the ways of light. And these ones have decided that they're not going to receive this new light that is coming. So this is why the scriptures say that God will come and destroy you, you workers of darkness, because it will. The light that is coming will destroy everyone that is against it. They will perish. Consciously, they will not survive it. The pure force of the magnetism that is going to blast soon, we are going to be blasted with magnetism very, very soon. These ones will not survive. They cannot. They cannot enter into that kingdom of God, the higher heaven. They are in the lower natures. They are lustful. These are lustful people. Because they're going to get something on this plane for being trolls. They're going to get a reward. And Jesus himself said, you will receive your reward in full. Payment will be made in full for all of your deeds. And this is what the book of life is all about, folks. We put our names in, we take our names out. It's our decision. And the only way to receive the blessings of light that are coming is to embrace the ways of light. In light, there is power. In light, there is balance. In light, there is knowledge. In light, there is truth. Outside of light, there is force, not power. There is darkness, not light. There is falsehood, not truth. And so on and so forth. They have gone after this way. They've gone after the path of darkness. They think it's light because, they've got, on their side is the religion of science, the false religion of science. The scientists that tell you that fluoride's just great for your teeth, that religion. And they worship that light, the technological light, the left brain light, and they think that is the true light. That is the darkness. This is why the Bible condemns sinners. Sinners comes from sinister. Sinister is the left hemisphere of the cerebrum. And if one dwells entirely in it, in the technological, linear, sequential brain, and doesn't go to the right brain and crosses the Jordan River or the Red Sea, the Corpus Callosum, into the right side to practice what is right, and that's where simultaneous, non-linear knowing happens, not sequential thinking on the left. See these sequential thinkers? But I'm educated. I've got there's my PhD on the wall. I'm a dentist. Fluoride's good for your teeth. It's so good for you to have phosphate fertilizer, industrial waste toxins in your body. Of course, it's got to be. It has to be. Phosphate fertilizer, sodium silco-fluoride. It's got to be good for your teeth because it's shit everywhere else. You can put it straight on your concrete driveway and it'll dissolve overnight. But give it to your kids, makes those teeth all nice and shiny.
Oh, you're funny. You're funny.
That's who trolls worship, and trolls will perish with them. They will perish. Perdition is coming, folks. The light that is coming is going to blast many of these animals off to smithereens, and good luck to them wherever they're headed, because it's going to be worse than here. And they're not going to be getting fiat currency for doing troll work in the next life. They're going to get sodomized by a bigger, much, much bigger phallic than what they're being sodomized with now.
Time to wake up, boys and girls.
Good luck to you, troll boys, and please attack me. Please, troll boys, attack me, because you can't possibly win with the amount of light that I'm pumping out. You cannot possibly conquer this light, folks. And with Uranus in the first house, I'll have to read that to you one day. But yeah, you don't want to attack. You don't want to attack me and think you're going to win. Look what happened to good old troll. What's that guy?
I can't remember. We talked about him before. Again, it's when I look at the sheer lack of troll numbers, and I'm talking like I can only think of maybe 4. In my whole time of doing this, 4 dead. I had a couple attached to me when the Judge Bows to Sovereign video came out, and they that they're paid trolls because they're on your YouTube channel all day, every day. Every time somebody posts, they post another. So it's, and I let them do their thing. But we have about 24 minutes left here. I've got a couple of callers. I'm gonna bring some people in if that's okay with you guys, just to get some quick questions and comments.
Yeah, I just want to say, though, this is the point. Our numbers versus their numbers are absolutely impossible for them to police.
Yes,
impossible.
But but the thing is, it's our light compared to the dark and ignorant state that they linger in. They can't touch this light. It's untouchable. This is the light. It's untouchable.
Well, it only takes one candle to light up a gymnasium in the absolute dark to find your way out. So we're now candle power of our numbers alone. This is about calling people out. It's not about attacking. Never about attacking with us. This is about, okay, that's fine. You're a pedophile. We're going to show everyone who you are, what you've done, and what you have sown, you shall reap. And you want accountability. Well, you're going to get it in the public mirror, and that's the only tactic I have anymore, is exposing those that are creating harm against children, especially. Oh my God, that for me is such a degraded being that has got so much healing to do. I'm just hoping that they can turn their own mirrors around, because those that do and truly repent in knowing what they've done, to come back. And I'm not talking in a religious sense here, guys. This is about accountability, self-accountability, awareness of the acts that have been done, that have harmed, and to come to terms with them and move on from there. But I would like to, unless you guys have any other quick comments, I'm just going to bring some people into the call and see if there's any quick questions or comments. Okay, well, we'll bring some people in. I've got area code 406, first two numbers, 45. I'm making your mic hot. If you have any questions,
hello.
Yeah, questions or comments, love to hear from you.
Yes, hello. My name's Robin. I'm from Montana.
Hello, Robin from Montana.
Hi. I had a question for Santos, and I think he probably mostly answered it. He touched upon the full moon, and he touched upon Venus. He touched on Uranus, and all of what Aries is about. But how about when you put all these things together? Pluto opposing the Sun, Venus, Mars, and Uranus, all in Aries. And that's happening on the 27th, 28th, with the full moon in Libra. And I heard on another talk show that this is kind of a big day, big deal. So I wanted to hear it from Santos, what that could be about.
Yeah, I'm pulling that up. I'm going to pull up the 27th. We'll go through the 27th and the 28th. I'm going to pull that up right now because I've been lazy, or should I say busy lately, and I've been meaning to do this because tomorrow's my birthday. I'll be 50, and I can feel that this is a very significant Aries. I know it's a significant Aries because I've seen the skies. There's no doubt about it. First of all, I've done so many, I've done the Capricorn Aries thing on this show more than anywhere else. I've probably spoken about it 6 or 7 times about what's happening in Capricorn and Aries. Pluto in Capricorn, Mr. Destroyer, Mr. Transformer in the house of external, let's say, the institutions, the infrastructure, the world as we know it. Capricorn, Saturn, old man Kronos has established his temple on this earth, and this is sacred to him, and all of the big things, the big institutions. Pluto's in there just destroying them, right? And then we've got Uranus in Aries. Uranus is the Paschal Lamb, the judge, the savior, the Lamb of God, this beautiful sign. It has a different connotation altogether, but it has to do with the mind, the cerebrum, the collective cerebrum. And Uranus is in there. He is revolutionary. He is the true Jesus Christ, according to most of the Bible astrologers that I study, including Ludwig B. Larson, says that Uranus was discovered in 1781 for the reason that he was ushering it was the return of the Christ, and mankind being aware of Uranus everything changed in 1781. You know, there was all of a sudden revolutions everywhere because the Christ returned. You see, the consciousness. We are now aware of another planet. We are changed we are stepped up into the new octave. Thomas H. Burgoyne says that humanity will never learn about new planets until they are consciously ready to. So we were consciously ready in 1847 or 46 when Neptune was discovered. We were consciously ready in 1935 when Pluto was discovered. But Christ, the true Christ Jesus in mythology, is Uranus, because Uranos means heavens, and the heavens is where that one dwells. Saturn is master of this temple. He is below the ring of Uranus, his father, but he is the first visible planet. Therefore, that is the temple, where the border of the temple is in Saturn, in Kronos. That's where the word temple comes from. Temple comes from tempo. Tempo is Kronos, the Latin word for the Greek Kronos, and Kronos is Saturn. So we're in the temple of Saturn. You got to pay Baal. Baal is Saturn. Anyway, so let's do March. See, it's so important to know this science. Syncretism must be understood. It is syncretism. Yeah, there you go. There's the full moon opposing the sun in Aries, conjuncting with Venus, so it's loving. It's not going to be harsh. This is a loving thing, guys. Conjuncting also with Uranus, and also conjuncting, it's a big stellarium. These 4 planets are within 5 degrees from each other. 4 planets within 5 degrees from each other is absolutely an astronomical, mind-blowing planetary alignment. Mind-blowing. And Mercury is still attached to Neptune in Pisces. Now, Mercury hates Pisces. Neptune loves Pisces. But they are both very, very similar in many, many ways. Inspiration comes from Neptune, intellect comes from Mercury, and they are also conjugating in Pisces. So we've got these 2 blocks of planets. And now the block in Aries are warring against Pluto in Capricorn. There's a major, there's 4 planets squaring. Mars is squaring with Pluto, Uranus is squaring, Sun is squaring, Venus is squaring with Pluto. That means the institutions are going to take a big loving hit on the 27th of March. Now you may not feel it, or you may not hear it about it, but a week later you'll probably hear some news that will go back to that event. For instance, in March last year, I saw the stars for 7th of July, and I predicted something financial big was going to hit. You can check it on QLP TV with Johnny Guzman. And it did. The Libor scandal came out, and it pointed to that time when there was almost a grand cross in the sky on the 7th of July. 4 days after 4th of July, conjunction with Sirius. And I knew that it was going to be big, and it was the Libor scandal. And from there, everything's gone downhill. But what's going on in Aries, these 4 planets, oh my goodness. Love with Venus, vitality with the Sun, illumination with Uranus, and action with Mars. That's what they stand for.
Can I break in a minute?
Yeah.
There's just been a major report just now that over the northeast, over Massachusetts, Connecticut, everywhere, that massive fireballs and multiple fireballs have been spotted in the skies just now. No joke.
Wow.
It seems to be credible. And I'm still looking through it, but it seems to be credible. It's multiple states, and I like what you said about that. I have a nice kin relation to Mars. And you know what's odd? I'm actually Capricorn. In 1974, they changed it. They made Capricorn December 22nd instead of 21st, and they changed that in 1974. And I was actually born at 1:16 a.m. December 22nd, 1966, back east, back east. And right on the cusp. So if you account for even the 3-hour difference, so I'm like a flighty Capricorn.
Yep. You would be a mountain goat rather than the pan goat or the scapegoat. There's no scapegoat.
I am not a goat, sir.
Yeah, if you're a Capricorn. You're a Capricorn, aren't you?
Oh, I know, but we don't say goat. I am not a goat.
I think he just got his goat. No, it's think of it as the mountain ram. How's that? Does that work for you?
Well, Capricorns have in their nature to climb. They're good climbers in every sense of the word. I've got a little niece next door. She's a Capricorn. She's 1 year old. And I'm the only one that noticed. I'm trying to point it to my brother's attention and my sister-in-law and my wife. Look at the way she confidently climbs. Lily, her sister, 3-year-old, she's an Aryan like myself. She also is good climbing, but she's more direct. But this little Capricorn girl, my goodness, they climb with spectacular confidence. She's perched on the top of the staircase, and she's looking down, and there's a big fall down there, and she climbed those stairs. Such confidence. Other babies would never. They would cringe. They would just cringe. But I see it. I see it in Capricorns. They're just magnificent climbers. They've got their feet firmly on the ground.
You technically only hit once when you fall.
That's very, very true. So very true.
It's just there's a lot going on. There's a lot that on those bases are going to be trying to translate, transpiring based on those relations of planetary positions. When it's very simple, we live in a motor. We live in a galactic generator motor. We're a part of a galactic motor. It's the height of an energy wave. It's great. A lot of good things can be great. A lot of good. Hence why they build pyramids and live around the pyramids is because they output a conducive living standard or a living wave to where it's congenial and is beneficial and productive and soothing and nice, which is inherently why people like to meditate in front of them.
Which is why they put spires on top of churches, because it's all the negative stuff.
Hey.
Yeah, go ahead there, Jim.
Well,
and great question, by the way, Robin. Your mic's still open, so we got 9 minutes left here, so I'm just going to leave
everybody.
Well,
thank you so much. Thank you. That was
open,
quite an answer.
What's that?
That was quite an answer. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. This has been a great show, and all of them are, but this one's been really good. Thanks.
I'm glad you're a part of it, so hang in there, and like I said, we got about 9 minutes left here, so Jim.
Yeah, I'll be real quick. Number one, Tony, I'm glad you're okay, brother. We were all worried about you.
Thank you, sir. It's incredibly appreciated that somebody actually, that. All right, that's not the way of putting it, but I really appreciate all of the help that's been given and all of the best wishes and the goodwill that I've received out there.
Kate had us in tears the other night, so thank Kate.
That was not my intention. I just...
No. I mean, because it did create a lot of concern. I wanted to comment on what Santos was talking about earlier about the trolls. I was listening to Boris today, and Boris kind of pointed out the fact that the trolls have to be there to wake us up.
Exactly.
And I want to hear, I want to hear everybody's. I'd love to hear all 3 of your or 4 of your comments on what I just said, what Boris kind of mentioned, because I believe it's true, but I think that it's time that these people, the trolls, they're going to have to make a decision.
Yep.
And there you go. That's all I got to say.
Well, I agree. Go ahead, Tony. Yep, go ahead.
Let me just take that one initially. The trolls are just trolls. In other words, they're workers. They work for the people who hand them bundles of cash and they get on and do it. What we really need to concentrate on, as I've said before, is the eye of the pyramid. It's the bankers, and I need to put this in a clear and concise way for you. The bankers and the people that own the banks / the Jesuits basically feel they're doing the work of God because they're putting us through hell simply because we are stupid sheeple that will put up with it. So basically what they're doing is they feel that they are doing some good work by doing the negative in order to wake us the hell up to the point where we will take responsibility for our own actions and figure this stuff out, and then we will be allowed to proceed. I mean, I've got to be honest, there are several YouTube videos. If somebody goes onto YouTube, types in The Banker, he will tell you all about it. It's an example. But this is what they really, truly believe. They truly believe that they're doing all this shit to us in order to wake us up. Now, you have to weigh that up in your own mind, but it's working.
I don't know if that was you that cut out or me, so I missed a bit of that.
I don't know which bit you missed.
Well, if I missed it, I couldn't tell you now, could I?
Yes.
Well, no, but I totally agree with you, Tony, and this is about looking at it from the good and evil at the same time, because they're both one and the same, equal and opposite. And I guess deep down, I hope that those that are doing the jobs of the dark are actually just doing it for that intent of waking those up to give us the challenges we need to grow spiritually, because only in this physical realm can we develop spiritually. We can't do that without these tests that literally are mortal. They are mortal tests. And only with that whole concept of lack and loss can we fully develop ourselves on a spiritual level. That's my opinion. So.
Well, I mean, I didn't take it from Boris. I didn't take it from that these people are doing this intentionally. It's just that it has to be done. They're kind of sitting on the side of Satan, if you will, but Satan has to be there, so that we have to make a choice. We're either going to wake up or we're not.
Well,
so
agreed.
I don't think that it's totally voluntary. I think that they've just fallen into a trap.
Well, it'd be a trap of their own creation, right? It's they become the black-widowed spider that consumes themselves. For me, that's not something I would do. Likely, I've done it many times in the past, and why I'm actually on this path to begin with, and the ordeals that I've had to go through. These are the these are the things that bubbled in the back of my mind of having fallen. I mean, yeah, there's that climb back, but it's also during that climb back that you fully grasp the gravity of the epiphanies and truths that you find unfolding before you. And that's, for me, that's where I can really grab a hold of them and make them mine, because they are truths, and that's what we're after here. I mean, this is the whole point of doing what we do.
What say you, Santos?
Sorry?
What say you about this?
Oh, you're 100% on the money, absolutely, and so was Tony. Yeah, they are doing the work of God. The demiurge is two-faced, folks. Knife's got two sides. It's a two-faced electric universe of matter and motion, and God is good and God is evil. Read the Bible; it tells you, I create good, I create evil. So yeah, they're doing the work of God.
It's the duality.
Exactly.
It's all duality.
I'm gonna have to jump in here. The thank yous, and we can roll on past the hour, no problem, for the archive for people. We do have right now 34,500 people tuned in, so I know there's a lot of people awake and listening, and I'm so happy that they're here. Thank you for being you. Thank you, Critical Mass Radio, Paul, Lisa, and the crew at Critical Mass for giving us this platform. And as I explained the other night, this platform is not a cheap one. So the gift of this is far greater than most people realized. And Critical Mass Online, just go to criticalmassradio.co.uk. They've got a donate button as well. If you can help out there, that would be great. Again, I hate asking, but I'm just putting it out there. We're all doing this together, and we'll maintain what we're doing because I don't see any other purpose in my life other than what I'm doing right now. And to the very last breath, I'm on the hill. I'm not moving. We take this home. That's where I'm going, and I'm hoping a lot more people have the same, desire in their heart to end this silly game that we have here and get into something a whole lot more fun. What say you guys?
Let's.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I think we have when two or more minds gather, creation occurs. So I see the world, the change that I have wished to see happening around me so exponentially in the last couple of weeks, even through the intensely dark moments, and of course I have to be mindful of grounding as well and not getting caught up in the dramas, which, hey, I'm having a human experience. I will never claim to be perfect. People often say, well, this, that, and the other, and I said, well, I'm still here on Earth, and so are you, so I think we still have some work to do, no? So that's where I am. And we do this together, and everything I learned from everyone on doing these shows, listeners and co-hosts and guests and everything else, there is no measure in value that. It is immeasurable. It's priceless. So we're rolling into the recording now, so we can keep going for a bit. Just for any final comments, I did have. I was going to bring Mary's Rainbow in. I'm going to unmute the mic there and see if there's any questions or comments from Mary's Rainbow.
Uh-oh. Hello.
Uh-oh. Hey, okay. You're there.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
I'm shy.
Oh, well, I thought your name was Mary.
My name's Mary, and I love you all so much. Like, you guys need to hear that sometimes, I think. This is my... Like, I don't put my children in school, and you guys are all in my airwaves and my space, and my children hear the truth, and it just makes me really happy.
Okay.
Tears me up. I love you all.
Well, I hope... God bless you indeed. I hope the Katie Potty Mouth doesn't get out of hand. Sometimes it does, but I'm sorry.
No. No, we're unschoolers, and my children swear if they want to, and they know. We look into it. What does this word mean, and what are words, and
well, these words are very.
Yeah,
these words are very special. The ones that I use, people think of them as curses. They're not. They're some of the most sacred sounds in this universe, and that's why they turned them into curse words. It's crazy. That's why I have no.
I'm looking into that more. That sounds great.
A lot of them are Tibetan sounds. I won't say them right now, but just for the sake of posterity.
Oh, they're out of their room right now anyway. But
yeah.
But it is funny. We have a couple of jokes but I won't mention them. Just the praise Jesus. From Santos. One of
Santo,
our jokes.
could you give us one of your best praise Jesuses? And yeah.
Yeah, well, it's the season for rocking on down to them churches and celebrating the Easter season and praising Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, Brad walked in dark for that. That was awesome. Yes.
Well,
Someone will be saint here tonight.
There you
That's
go.
where Flanders is going. Flanders is off to church, folks.
Right on. And we also have Jay Cole in the call here. I've unmuted your mic, my friend, if you have any questions or comments. There you are.
Wow. I didn't realize that was on.
Well, I just put your mic on, so I wish we'd have done this earlier, but it's in the archive. We're not on the air right now, but we are in the archive, so this will be in the show. So there you go.
All right. Well, like Mary, I just thank you guys so much for all that's it's been going on. It's just really amazing. It's hard to even speak words.
I already got it. You as soon as the energy, that's the joy of being and actually.
I laugh too much. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, then you understand how I feel most times, where I don't have the words that I need to convey, but everything was conveyed in your breath. So I already got it, my friend.
Yes.
And that's how we're supposed to be. We're just supposed to be. And people, and you know that. This is one of these inherent things that we know, that when we're with people that are in that same vibrational state, we don't have to say much. We just have to look at each other and go, yeah. Or as Santa would say, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No one
says,
that's
another one we do.
Yeah, no one says Jesus or yeah, quite like Santo. Ridgy Didgy.
Ridgy Didgy.
That was a good one, Kate.
Well, I'm trying to pick up my best Aussie here. Ridgy Didge.
You did a job at it. That was fun.
Hey, Santo, I have to share with you. Back in the day, with my band Athen Rai, I sometimes get up to the mic and I just fire off this line. Hopefully you can appreciate it, and hopefully I don't destroy the Aussie accent too much. I used to go, ladies and how did I do it? Ladies and Bruces, give a great big outback welcome to Athen Rai, Christ Ripper.
Oh, you got it. I could never do it. I don't even try.
Good one.
That should have been Sheila's and Bruce's.
Yeah, well, I never wanted to go to Sheila's. I always use Leidy's, because Leidy's has a better sound to it, Leidy's, right? Yeah, crud. No, it's I love the Aussie accent. It's got so much. The best way I can describe it, it's just got this beautiful, peaceful arrogance about it that says, I'm saying what I need to say, and you're going to get it, and we do. And it's just that beautiful, and I mean that in the most positive way, not in a negative arrogance. It's just got it. Oh,
we get it. Santos has that Scorpio third house, so when he talks, it's very intense. Oh. Everybody listens whether they want to or not, and they pick up on parts of it, and they're like, damn.
Exactly.
Yeah, and
it's so true.
Sister, while we're on that, and do you know which planet is in the third house, the house of communication?
Right now, yeah, what?
No, in my chart.
Oh, yes. I just can't remember right now. I have these times where I go away from everything. I took 2 weeks off the internet, and I have hundreds of people's charts from that group that I made, literally hundreds of people's, and I have all these planets answering. So anyway, no, I don't. What's yours?
Yeah, Neptune, which is, according to the biblical astrologers, is the Holy Spirit, the Holy Dove. Uranus is the Christ, the Savior, and Saturn, of course, is always Satan. That doesn't change. But these two other planets, the heavens and Neptune, are both Jesus Christ, the Savior, and the Holy Spirit. So Neptune in the watery house of Scorpio, in my third house, intense emotion, and speaking about what? The holy science.
Yes.
Hallelujah.
Oh, I did your chart.
It's all in the chart.
Say something like that, yes. I just did a quick little thing of your chart and sent it to you. I figured I didn't want to go into yours because you know that already. But Neptune, I'm a Pisces, so I know Neptune. That's why I'm kind of shy.
Well, you're doing great tonight. Again, and I tell everyone, you can call it a radio show if you want. It's just a phone call.
It's just a phone call.
It's just a phone call. You get to hang out, and that's one of the things that I know Tony, myself, and Santo probably me more so, just because of me, love being completely accessible to everyone. And for me, to bring people to the table is the most precious gift I can find, because what it does is it brings everyone to the same table, and none are greater or lesser than any other. And that to me that's how I spent my musical life, hanging out in the crowd, because that's where I preferred to be. I didn't like stage. I didn't like to think that someone is elevated over others, and it's about bringing people into it. And that's why it's just a phone call. And
no, that's awesome. Totally. This is but Santos really about, I don't know, a year or so ago, my dad, he's a pastor. He's an evangelist pastor, but they were divorced. My mom's heathen, I don't know if I believe in God, I don't know what. So I was into astrology, and she allowed that, but then I would go to my dad's on the weekends and hear, you're going to hell, your mother lets you do that, and just I had both such extremes in my life. And the whole time I was just okay, blocking this out. My mom and her, I don't know if there's God, and inside I know there's something, And so why I go off and I try to forget it all is so that I can feel out astrology. I'm a double water. I'm Pisces, Moon, and Scorpio, and I'm very absorbent of everybody around me. I have moments where I can walk up to people and I'm like, don't drink that, you're going to get sick, or just something like that. Just they come out of me, right? Just water, just flowing, all this stuff. And so I'll go away and I'm just I need to be in my shield, I need to be away from this all. It's so much I need to kind of work on those things, but man, this is amazing. I'm so glad I'm talking to you guys. People just always look at me what are you talking about? But it just keeps coming, and I have Venus Aries 3rd house, so it comes and it just keeps coming, and people will be walking away. Okay, nice talking to you.
Hi, I was going to say hi. I'd like to introduce Mary. She's very shy.
Oh, yeah. Well, I have my moments, right? I don't know. We all have our moments.
Well, that's the thing. Now, the whole concept is just to get words I'm looking for here. Comfortable. We're no different than anyone else. I don't know about you guys, but I had to get up and tinkle this morning.
Yes, I know. I think.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just Santos just seems like I'm very right-brained, and I feel I said I don't I'll read a lot, but then I like to kind of just make it all go away and just sort of feel it out. And I've asked everybody's sign for so long, for 19 years. I've been, what's your sign? I'm gonna guess your sign. What's your rising? And I'll do all these little things, but then at the same time I'll push it all away, because I used to say, am I doing this because my dad and Jesus is real guy, and I'm going to go to hell, and this is God telling me I should just walk away from astrology? But I had this one moment, and my uncle, he came over, and my dad, and they were praying for me and praying. They're like, throw all your witchcraft away, Mary. And so it was this enlightening moment. I did. I was okay, I'm going to throw away my astro stuff. But then I had the Wee Moon book, and it's $30, right? And I didn't have very much money, so I kind of hid it under this newspaper. And then he moved these Christian, my uncle and dad, they move it over, and they're what's that, And it was just I can't throw it away. It's real. You people, what is wrong? Why are you telling me I'm going to hell? But then at the same time, I had this fighting thing in me, you're going to go to hell, Jesus is real. When I heard Santos, it was life-changing. I was crying. I was just oh my God, everyone has to hear this right now. Link on Facebook, all my friends, and my dad right now, he's not talking to me, but I still, he'll say a few words, but I know in his heart he's really hurt, and he doesn't so sometimes I think when you guys are oh, the pedophiles in the church and stuff like that, I think I'm a very big feeler for everyone, and I'm oh, maybe when they hear that, they get, very hurt, because they've put so many years into this. And I know Santos gets that 20 years in, the JW camp or whatever, concentration camp. And that's how my dad is, too. He's put, so many years invested into this, okay? How many people have these people gone and been I'm going to help you find Jesus? And then they're oh, my God, how embarrassing, really, in the end. That's all it comes down to. Maybe they're hurt, and so I try to, just love. Just love you all. I just love you all.
I've got a comment for you, Mary.
Yes.
Oh, Mary, so quite contrary. How does your garden grow?
That's funny. I had a really negative day, and I used to have a Facebook account named Mary Contrary. This is my new one, Mary's Rainbow.
There you go. Yeah. I was going to say, one of the favorite things that I do like to make people aware of is when Tony, Santo, and myself are doing shows, we cover the first quadrant. Santo Aries, Tony Taurus, and me Gemini. So, I mean...
And now you got me Pisces.
Yeah, there you go. We're all connected, so... No, it's quite something, and I learned so much every one of these shows, not only about the things we're talking about, but about myself, and it's nice. I think the shows might be considered for me 2 hours of therapy every night, and sometimes they are, where I get to share what we're experiencing and getting people's feedback on it. So
absolutely love it every minute. And even the swearing and just anything. Like, for a while I thought, Santos doesn't like my astrology too because I swear. Because, I didn't go to school either. Like, I quit school in grade 8 and I was like, F you all, right, I'm out of here. And I'm going to do my own thing. And I got in a lot of trouble. And, I've been to jail a bunch of times. And I was just trying to count them the other night. Like, not jail, but holding cells just for being Venus, Aries, 3rd house, and Moon and Sun with me. And telling everybody to wake up, like, hello, I've been saying that for so long, but now I'm so past it, I'm just like, just love, and they will, they are. It's spreading. It's ever expanding. They are.
Hey, Kate?
Yeah.
It's something that Boris said when I was listening today, and I really believe this, is that, when we're talking about mirrors, when we see the world for what it is right now, and we think that it's evil, that's a reflection of ourselves.
Agreed.
And I got to thinking about that, and for 20 plus years, I've thought, wow, this is evil. This is all evil. All these people, what these people are doing is evil. And well, it was a reflection of what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm. That's why I always go to the two questions. The only two questions I ask myself are this: is that something I would do or something I wouldn't do? And I get to look at my own mirror reflection, and it becomes a soul search within. And that's why we have to focus on the healing aspect of that part of our consciousness. And that's why I look at it with pity, because, these are things that I would not do, likely have done many of them in the past, have learned my lesson and grown from there. So there are things that I have evolved beyond, and still lots of stuff to fix. I'm still on Earth, and we're still in the last days of this game, but it's the intent that counts, and that's why I focus on the intent. What is your intent? And what is the emotion you're attaching to it? Is it a hate intent to harm, or is it a love intent to nurture and grow? So I choose the latter, and that's my choice.
Praise Jesus.
Praise
right.
Jesus.
I mean, like early this evening when it was still light out, I just had a feeling. I just said, I knew I was near a creek, and I just went, I want to go look at that because I know it's beautiful, because I love water. And so I just went out and stood by this creek and watched the water roll. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. And instead of concentrating my thoughts on all these things that the media is putting out to us, trying to scare tactic us. And I was just like, yeah, this is what I need to be paying attention to. Instead of paying my attention on those things, I need to be paying attention to what is the Creator giving us.
Exactly. And you know what? All those things that you buy at stores and all these corporations, that's what they're, like, where does it come from? If you follow it back, like we look at a lot of labels and ingredients, and I don't know, we're very unschooly in information, and what is in this and where did it come from? It all came from Earth, just like we did. It's all
and it's going back. You know?
And all those people just I don't know, just so many questions. It all goes back to that, though, really.
Yeah, well, that's why we all go through Walmart looking for things to fill up the landfill with.
Yeah.
No, that's where it's going.
I mean,
well, that's the thing is, there's a YouTube video out there called Man. Just look for it, and it's a cartoon. And for me, it was the most defining video. It's like 3 or 4, maybe 5 minutes of a cartoon that someone put together that completely defines what we're dealing with right now, and the arrogance of the materialistic man.
Just
and
consumerism.
Well, the opening scene, you've got this guy just walks up and he's got a big smile on his face, looks down, there's this like ladybug type bug, looks at it, and then he jumps up both feet and crushes it, and he goes, yeah, and there, for me, that was all he needed to do in the whole cartoon, and it was so blatantly true, and of course, walking through to see all levels, all manner of destruction that man has wreaked upon this earth. It's time that it's time to heal. We got to stop doing what we're doing, because Mary, you're absolutely right. Everything that we have in existence, computers, everything around us that's physical, came from the earth. We've just manipulated the materials that are here and created different things, put things together. But fundamentally, it didn't come from another planet. Some of our DNA did, but no, the stuff that's here, it came from here, and it will return. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Yeah, it started as just needing to feed and clothe and shelter ourselves, but then it got into needing to make money or whatever that is, and now it's going back to that.
Yep.
It's all I think about. I'm obsessed with just getting away from as many of these fictions as I can, and Earthship, grow your own food and barter with people, and even money. Like, people are like, can I give you money for astrology? I'm like, no, just, maybe if you feel it in your heart, like, that's what I'll say to people if you want to give me something or whatever, or mail me a doobie, I say that,
Right on.
Or whatever you feel. But, dudes, right? Whatever.
Oh, you've got Santo speechless. You there, Santo?
Yeah.
Oh, is he? Oh, good.
Oh, yeah, he's still there.
No, yeah, whatever. It's all... I did this group, and I had like this crazy breakthrough over the solstice, and then I saw something online about like it was the unveiling after the solstice, called the unveiling, which made sense tonight when Santos was talking about the 25th, and that I did not sleep that whole like 2 weeks of time. I was just in this Facebook astrology group. People emailed me and said, Mary, I have 800 notifications from Mama Mary's Astro Babble. What do I do? Like, how do I turn these off? So then I started feeling bad. Okay, I was just madly double water absorbent to the whole like as above, and I was just like, just use me, like God, universe, like, and it wasn't even like my goal or anything. I just kind of go with it, I'm like, all right, this is cool, and then I just couldn't sleep, and hundreds and hundreds of people I got on Astro.com. I had to open 3 different accounts to get all these people's charts done, right? And I'm just like, just look at it. This is so you. You even look like this. You look like a goat, and just everyone just wake up. It's just so exciting. How could they not want it? Now, I have Venus in Aries, and Venus just went into Aries, and I swear to God, I felt it. And yeah, I know I said I'm shy, and I am sometimes. But I can't shut up sometimes. Oh my God, yes. Crazy.
Yeah, I want to jump in here on one point. There's nothing I love more than an awakened Piscean. Very powerful, Santo?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I've been like this forever. I used to, my dad's used a salvage logger, and just quick, he like his whole life he's been like, why is the government screwing me over? And we just want to take our, because they go in the bush of BC, of what they call BC in Canada and West Coast, where the big cedars are, and they go through and they pick and salvage, and they're respectful of the trees, and they're called salvage loggers. So that's my dad, and even though he's like the Christian pastor that you're going to hell and whatever, like, he's still my dad, and he's so awesome, and that's where I spent my childhood, like saying, how can they do this? Like walking around way up in these beautiful ancient forests, and then seeing a gigantic clear cut, and just being like, how can they do this? Like, the pieces for me, like I've been awakened in small ways, and it just grew from a very young age. When I quit school, I was like, this is wrong. I do not need to learn this. This is crap. And why aren't you ever talking about astrology? Putting my hand up, waving. But astrology is real.
Hey, I'm a little bit confused here. I'm trying to figure out what Mary's definition of shy is.
Oh, I know. Sorry, I'll shut up. I'm sorry. No,
honey, you're not shy.
Not at all.
When you said you mute me, I started shaking. I was like, oh my God, Santos and Kate, and oh my God, and okay, this is Tony too, right?
Yeah, he actually just popped away for a sec, but he'll be right back. No,
who's the other guy here?
Well, no, there's Tony Z, myself, and Santo, and Jim.
Cool.
You've got Jim in the call too. He calls in regularly, and Brett was on, and
Am I still on?
Oh yeah,
cool.
And Jay Cole. Yeah, you're being awful quiet.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, so you got it mixed up, Mary. It's Jay Cole that's the shy one. Speak your mind, my friend.
I need signs. I need birthdays and charts, like names, titles, whatever.
Mary, I love you so much. I mean, it was about 2 months ago when I joined the group, and it's just been amazing.
Is that Cole?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know. I've never talked to you. Hi.
I know.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's wicked. Hi.
Well, I do want to wish Santo a very happy birthday tomorrow because they're running a day ahead of us here. So, this problem with wishing people in Australia happy birthday, you're always late. So I'm gonna get my digs in now, my friend. So happy 50th. Look at you with Venus in Aries and the magic number of 5 of the pentagram. Oh my.
Yeah, beautiful.
Tenfold.
Yeah, it's great.
All right, Santo. My 50th is in May, so.
Nice.
Awesome.
Rock and roll. Taurian or Geminian?
Taurian.
Oh, Santos. Maybe you could talk
about
night,
I grabbed
return chart.
Yeah, I grabbed his chart actually, Santos. So I'm going to pass it over to you. Actually, here I'll pass you Jim's. It's quite an you need to have a look at his chart. Quite interesting. Had a little chat about the deacons and the influences of signs on each side of them and whatever. So I'll make sure that you get his chart and Skype contact. But I think you really need to have a look at Jim's chart.
I would love that to happen.
Yeah,
I would love that.
And are you on Skype, Mary? Oh yeah, of course you are. I'm going to add you. Yeah, duh. It's all right. I had an Irish blonde moment there. I'm a bimbo. I'll tag you and just for fun, I'll share my birth info with you.
I'm not okay. Skype. I think you have to be added. I'm not a very good technologist.
Yeah, I'll take care of that. Here, watch. You want to see how easy this is?
Okay.
Watch this, Mary.
I heard Santos one time say, on a radio show, he said, I keep getting these notifications on Facebook. What are those anyway? And I just laughed. It was so funny.
Okay.
Yeah. I still don't know
you must get lots. Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, he does. And of course, I always show up and just add to the workload. Yeah, I sent you a contact request, Mary, so you should have it as.
Oh, there we go.
Already, and.
There we go. Nice. Yay, the tribe coming together.
Oh, absolutely.
Kate, I think I'm already linked up with Santos, but I can never find him online.
Oh well, he's online right now. Yeah.
You have to send a contact request. I know that.
Yeah. Well, there you go. You've got my contact now, and here, check it out. Isn't it? Oh, nice picture. I love that. Halifax. I've been to Halifax once.
Hey, I'm from the West Coast my whole life. I've only been here a few months. It's beautiful, though, hey?
Isn't it great? Yeah, I went through Halifax to get the ferry to get over to Newfoundland, so that was quite something. Beautiful down there, though. I just let that whole run to the coast was through New Brunswick Quebec, New Brunswick, and then Nova Scotia, and then over to the Rock. It was just beautiful. I'm glad I was able to travel. I was taking a boat out for a friend that was with me for his mom out in Newfoundland, and hauled a 23 or 24 footer, hauled her from near Toronto to what was the name of the town where they were. Well, we had to come up through Portabath, and we think, it doesn't matter. But anyway, it was quite a haul, and it was beautiful. I loved every minute of it.
It's beautiful.
Hey guys, I got to roll.
Okay.
Tony.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks guys. Hey Tony, that file you're sending me, how long is that going to take? Because it looks like a long one.
Oh, is Tony back?
Oh, okay.
He might have.
Talk to him.
Okay, yeah. Take him direct, Santo, and I guess we'll wrap up the show. But happy birthday, my friend. And I want to do a three-way call with you, me, and Laura as soon as we possibly can. Okay?
Oh, yes, please.
We got some DMT information that she's unloading right now, and there's information that you need to get.
Which Laura are you talking about?
Laura Woolridge from the show, the one that emailed you to get a hold of me.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay, so we'll do a three-way on that, and yeah, she's got some information you need. End of story.
Great.
Okay, so much love to you, my friend. And if I don't catch you on, well, I will catch you on your birthday, but I just want to make sure I had it well ahead. Happy 5-0, my friend, and look at you made it, huh?
Yeah, Jubilee,
Jubilee, my friend. I love you, and go do your thing, and I'll catch up with you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, Sano. Yeah.
Hey,
so.
Kate.
Yeah.
Kate, go ahead and send him my information because I'm looking at his Skype right now, and it says he's offline. So he might have changed it or something.
Well, he might have went to invisible. I'll tell you right now. Oh, the handy thing here. Where are we? Oh, he's still showing online here.
I'm never going to sleep tonight after this.
Oh, really? Why?
I must have a bad one.
I'm just so excited. Wow. And I got to say happy birthday to Santos. Wow, how exciting.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm beaming right now. Just
good.
Light. Hey, it's light. That's what it is. If you feel like you're in the right spot, it's like, what else is that?
Now do you feel like you're part of everything?
I always did. And
I know.
I knew this would break. I would break one day and hit the call button, but I didn't know when. It's a good time.
Mary,
you're hitting the charts, Mary. You're hitting the charts.
Exactly.
Charts? Oh, that's hilarious. The charts. You're hitting the charts.
Well, listen, guys. Not to cut you short, but this is in an archive, and if you want to have a quick chat, I can line up a 3-way call or 4-way with. Oh, here I've got to get Cole's. Don't go anywhere, Cole.
Okay, I'm on Skype, and I'm going to go. I've been sitting in here, and the kids are running in and out, so I have to go to them for a while, but I'll come back to Skype in a bit. If you guys are still there, I'll see.
Oh, I live on it, so here.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, so I'm just sending Cole a quick Skype request here. Add to contacts. Send. Okay, the contact has been made. I'll add you guys to our rooms, and we'll get. Oh, hey, Tony's there, so we're just wrapping things up here, Tony.
Okay, I'll go then, and I'm just going to say quick, love you, bye, and all that, see you later, and...
Love you too, kiddo.
Onward ho. Kiddo, yes, I'm 36. I turned 36 this year. But people say I act like a kid.
Well, hey,
house.
I'm 48. I can call people 36 kiddo. Promise. Okay, guys. Love you. Thank you, Mary, and I'll line up a call, and we'll have some fun with that. Thanks, Jim, and definitely thank you, Cole. And who else we got in here? Well, we have Tony, and Mary just left, Santa just left, and, of course, myself. Any final comments you want to make, Tony?
No, it's all good. Just thank you guys for being you.
Isn't that the truth? Well, listen, thanks again to Critical Mass Radio, Paul Leese and the crew for giving us this platform. That hopefully we're using it to the most benefit that we possibly can. As we do these things every night. And again, thanks to all the listeners that tune in every night with us. And I know there are many of you because I see you all the time on Facebook and whatnot. So much love to everybody. The gratitude that it needs to be expressed can't be. It's just too big. It is too infinite. So much love to everybody. Safe travels, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow night on Where Eagles Soar with Kyler Davenport. Guaranteed to be a robust evening. It always is on Saturdays. And who else shows up? Who knows? Much love, and we'll catch you guys tomorrow night. Take care.
Hey, Kate.
Yeah.
Are we gonna do a Skype, or is that off?
Well, yeah, we'll do one.
I think Mary just backed out.
Well, no. What I'll do is I'm going to add everybody to the room. I've been tagged by 3 or 4 other people that I'm going to quickly get back to. This is the story of my life every day because I am accessible and I do get to everybody. But definitely, I'm going to put everyone's in the same room, love and stuff. So everybody when everyone's there. You know me, I'm always going to be there. So. But so we'll leave it at that, and I'll tag you off air, and we'll get her sorted. Fair?
Awesome.
All right,
Great show. Thank you, Kate, Tony, Santos. and Critical Mass Radio.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Much love. And as Tony would say, what do you like to say, Tony, at the end of the show?
Thank you for listening, and God bless.
Perfect. Perfect ending. Take care.
Good night.